Hi, and welcome to today's recording of the MarketerM8 workshop for AI Employee. I'm Julian Mills, and we're joined by Atticus, and we'll be starting in just a minute when everyone's joined the call. Okay, so the purpose of today's call is to go over the AI Employee and the AI functionality in HighLevel. Which is rapidly, as we all know, it's rapidly changing at the moment, this little world. So I don't profess to be the expert of everything here, and I'm looking to give you an overview today, show you some of the things we're doing, and just to give you some inspiration what's possible. Is that okay? And as I said, if you know something better than me, please chirp up and tell me. I'm all ears.
So I can't remember if I've asked this before, but you say it keeps changing. Is it rapidly changing a lot?
Daily, weekly, isn't it? There's
Yeah,
new
yeah, it's just
QA.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have I shown you where the change log is, Jeremy, in high
Yeah,
level?
you showed me that. Yeah, I think
I
Just,
so.
think
I've been in hospital since.
oh, just,
I've
just,
been
just
messing around with OpenClaw, and that's been out for 105 days or something now, and it is game changing.
Yeah.
yeah. So here's a change log, and it's changing. There's changes every day. Not maybe not specifically for AI every day, but there's a constant stream of updates.
So
You
you
know,
always need to be in the know.
there's mobile payments on taking mobile payment credit card payments there. There's always something new going on. You know, there's a lot of mobile payments today. Look at that. Service location. So there's lots of there's lots of updates all the time. Let's go
So,
back.
so you're basically your caveat. We're gonna have to use it every time selling. Sorry, because yeah, I know you said it last time, but wow, yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Let me run through all the points. There's quite a few things to go over today. Okay, so the first
Oh,
one, which is quite a big update, is having what we call Ask AI. I don't know if you've seen Ask AI yet.
This is Claude, isn't it? Built in
Uh,
to
uh, it's like Sonnet there. Is it Sonnet? Is that part of
Yeah,
Claude?
yeah,
yeah, that's
that's
yeah,
Claude.
Anthropic. That's Claude, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Claude's a lot more cleverer than GPT.
Yeah. And co-work, Claude Code.
Yeah, it's amazing.
oh, okay, yeah. So this is basically like I like it having like maybe not Chat GPT then, but having Chat GPT built into high level. So it knows all your data, it knows your setup, it knows all the switches and the levers in high level. So you can actually ask it to do stuff. I think you were testing this, weren't you, Atticus, where it could you could ask it to create social media posts and it'll do it for you.
Yeah, I saw a good video earlier. The prompt was create 7 posts for the next 7 days for a hair salon. Bosh, it scheduled them in the media social media planner just like that.
Yeah. So the little tests I've done haven't been as successful as that, but it's only the way forward as the system gets more sophisticated. You
And
just talk
from
to
what
it.
I understand, it's Claude Co-work, but it's API integrated now into Go High Level. So Claude Co-work, I can send off to go and do whatever. Yeah, like you say, build a school or create a Facebook
Yeah.
account or whatever. And now they've integrated with Go High Level, and they've actually married the two together. So it is worth trying it as well
Yeah.
outside Go High Level, and then you can probably understand it inside of Go High Level even better once you get the basics of Claude
Yeah.
outside of Go High Level. It'd probably help.
Yeah. But when you just talk to it and it just does stuff, that'd be amazing
Yeah,
at high level. You don't have to worry about the nitty-gritty so much
yeah,
as we do these days.
yeah.
That's Ask AI. I've enabled it for all our users, but if you're with a different agency or with high level, it becomes widely available as a feature in about 8 days' time. So look out for it there. So I just want to jump into here and check. If you haven't already got high level software, then below you'll find a link to our MarketerM8 agency where you can sign up for a free trial, and we'll be more than happy to help you get onboarded and started using high level.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first one. The next thing I want to show you is some of the places where we use AI in the tool. Okay, first of all, so we go to marketing. So for the AI, oh, before I do that, sorry, I prepared a little fact sheet here. So if you want a copy of this, Atticus could put a link in the chat for us. Okay, so I'm spelling out to give you an idea of the AI features we got. Yeah, so we've got conversation AI. Yeah, so that can reply to live chat. Um, and have automated conversations in the workflow. So that's conversation AI. I've given you a rough idea for the cost there. The cost in all this AI is very difficult to be precise on because it depends on so many factors. So I'm just trying to give you some rough ballpark figures there. The voice AI, yeah, obviously that's to do with answering inbound calls. Yeah, also using voice on your website. Like instead of a live chat, you can have voice chat on your website now. So that's voice AI. In addition, you can do outbound calling. Um, but I don't think that's operational here in the UK yet, as I understand. Um, but from what I've seen, it's very restricted at the moment in HighLevel. It tells everyone it's AI. You can only do so many calls a day. You can only call somebody so many times. Yeah, so they're playing it very cautiously, HighLevel. So obviously they don't want to get associated with phone spam and all that. So that's voice AI. That works out about 14p a minute there or thereabouts.
Sorry, Julian, did you said there's outbound calls now within
I think in America, not in the UK, yeah, but in
the
America,
UK?
yeah.
Okay.
So you'll see when we go to the agency in a minute, you can enable it there, and you got to verify your identity and all this sort of thing, which I did, and then I found out it's not yet in the UK.
It reminds you of when Homer Simpson had the outbound caller. There's no way the UK is going to be happy with it.
Yeah, so I think the high level set it up, it's very restricted at the moment, where you couldn't upload 10,000 names and start calling them all day long. We've got workflow actions. You'll see some of those later on. Yeah, so these sort of replace Zapier in the workflow. Yeah, and there's cost works out about a cent per action or something like that. Ask AI, we just looked at that. That's quite a new feature there, where you can just ask it to do stuff for you in the system. On the fact sheet here, we've got a really good little explainer video from HighLevel. Yeah. So if you want to look at that, you can look at that one. Agent Studio, yeah. We'll look at that briefly later on, but that's where you can basically create workflows of AI. So we've got the workflows to send emails, etc. But it's like N8N, yeah, where you can start to string different agents together to do tasks for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was watching an Alex Hormozy video the other day, and he was doing one of his workshops like he does, and he says, these days, don't think about hiring an editor or a copywriter or anything like that. Yeah. What you want to do is think in terms of rather than job positions, you want to think in terms of workflows and building workflows and breaking it down right down to the individual components of how to write an article, how to post onto your website, things like that. So replacing people with workflows now, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So that's AI. Agent Studio is
So presumably they'd be like triggers, would they? So this action, this contact added would then trigger a text message sent, which then when there's a report or whatever, it sort of like triggers in the.
yeah, we do that in the workflows, Nicholas. So we've got the workflows for that. I had those for a long time, but this is actually triggering agents. So an agent you can trigger it. Someone can fill a form in. It can trigger an agent can go and do some research online.
Right. So they could almost ask a question and it can
Yeah,
go off.
it comes back with the answer, and it could maybe send somebody a text or join a phone call. Imagine join a phone call, be able to go and do research and things like that.
Yeah.
That's the sort of way it's going with those the Agent Studio there. Again, on the worksheet, there's a great little link there if you want to go into that. And the high level guy really goes into detail. And we'll see that briefly in a little while. Content AI, like I say, use content AI for generating content for your social media posts, creating images, editing copy in websites and things like that. Reviews AI will reply to Google and Facebook reviews. So someone leaves a review from Google, you can have a whole little team of agents, all with their own different personalities, replying to reviews for you. Yep. Funnels and websites. So the system can build out whole funnels and websites for you. Again, I've not had much call to use that myself. And when I have had a little, I must admit, it's been a little dabble. The results have been, so-so, but probably due to the lack of my time spent on writing the prompt for it. And then also we can connect with external integrations. Yeah. As part of a workflow, we can talk to other third-party AI tools and how it do stuff.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Julian, but in general, then those prices look pretty fair. I mean, have you had enough use of it to sort of think, yeah, do you know, actually, this is pretty cheap compared to say, well, I can't compare it to Infusionsoft,
Yeah.
but compared to, I don't know how you would have expected it to be.
It just depends on the individual agencies. So I mean, I want to keep the prices as low as possible. Other agencies will have it higher. It just depends.
If you go into the top tier package, you can actually rebill that, can't you, over to the client on the pro.
And now that's exactly what I'm doing, Nicholas. That's exactly what we're doing here. Yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask one very quick question about that external AI integration? Can I use that to speak with Gemini? I got asked about this by a client. That's all.
Should we have a look? We'll have a look in a minute, shall we? We'll go in there, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
I might have to ask that question myself. That one.
All right, no worries. All right.
Robert, are you an agency or are you just a user?
I'm a bit of both. I'm a user and I'm starting out on a journey for agency.
Oh, have you got your own agency already?
Yeah, but it's at the moment I haven't gone up to the agency level membership, but I will be very soon.
Oh, maybe we should have a chat after this call.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just following on from Jerry's point there. So the AI pricing, it's very difficult to give someone an exact price for how much it's going to cost to do this particular action. It just depends on just so many variables here. Yeah. But what you can do to drill down is you can go into your billing, yeah, go to settings, billing, wallets, and transactions. Yeah. When you go into your billing section, you can see your summary. There's a button for the summary, and that will give you, it lags by about a day, that one, okay? But what you can do is another button that says detailed transactions. And when you go into there, it breaks it down to the cost per individual email. Yeah. And then also you can export the data from there. So you could export the data into a spreadsheet and then do some analysis. So this is how much I spent on voice AI. I made this number of calls were made. Therefore, the cost per call is. So that's how, if you want to get specific on prices, on costs, that's the way I'd look to do it, because the system is there's just so many variables. How long is your prompt? How long is a phone call? Every phone call is a different length, etc. Is that okay?
How long is the string?
So how long is a piece of string, Jeremy? Yeah. Now, obviously, we talk about AI employee in HighLevel, okay? So what actually AI employee is it's the unlimited plan for the AI usage. Yeah. So you can subscribe. So by default, you're on like a pay-as-you-go deal. Yeah, you pay every time you use it. You can upgrade to the AI employee. In our agency, it works out $149 a month. Okay, but that gives you unlimited AI then. So you're not paying as pay as you go. So what we say is, there's no point in upgrading to the unlimited AI employee until you're using a fair bit of AI. Yeah. So that you'll hear AI employee mentioned as like a term, but it's also like a pricing model for the unlimited plan. And bear in mind as well, the AI employee at $149 a month that doesn't include phone calls, text, or WhatsApp messages. Yeah. So you could have your AI merrily making phone calls outbound, yeah, or inbound. Each call is going to be a different length. You're going to be paying per call as well. In our agency, it works out about 2p a minute. Yeah. It's all variable. It depends. If you're phoning abroad, it's different. If you're phoning premium rate phone numbers, it's going to be different, obviously. Yeah, but it gives you an idea.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Hopefully that gives you some ideas there on the pricing.
Could I just add one last one? If like you're on the page you go and you happen, I don't know why I'm asking it because I just worked it out in my head, but if you happen to go over more than 149, I just thought to myself it'll cut me off, but it won't. It keeps charging. I'm sorry.
It'll keep charging, and they do say, look, keep a weekly check on you on the billing, just so you know you've got a handle on what's been
Yeah.
billed, and when you reach the $150 a month, then it's worth switching over. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, that covers that. Go back into HighLevel here. Yeah, so here you see the social. So to give you some examples in marketing where we use the AI, because the AI in HighLevel, it's not like a standalone AI on the side. It's interwoven into everything now, and more so. So if you go to the social media planner here, so marketing social media planner, and you go to create a new post, there's content AI going to help you write your content. Yeah. If you go to emails and look at email templates, so email templates. Yeah, the AI builder will actually help you build your templates. Yeah. Yeah, there's a new tool just out in HighLevel. I don't know if it's live yet, where you say using MailChimp or any other platform, you can send an email in and it'll recreate that template for you in HighLevel. That's the new thing coming in. So that's the marketing email templates. If you go to sites then, quickly, I'll come back to AI agents in a minute. You go to sites. Again, you go to funnels. You see we've got the AI builder for funnels there. Yeah, and the website's the same. You've got the AI builder. So you see how the AI is all in pervasive in HighLevel now, and even down to, if you look at our website here, so this is our main website. I've got a homepage. You can even use AI within, right down to individual components of your website editing, like this. You've got Ask AI here to help you. See Ask AI popping up again there to help you. But you can click on this little section here, and does it still let you do that? Maybe they've taken it away now. You used to be able to have the AI work right in here.
You need to highlight it.
How do you highlight it? Okay. Is that that? Oh yeah.
Three dots on the right. I think you get it there. Oh no.
They might have taken it away now, you know, Atticus, because you've got Ask AI now.
Yeah.
You probably do those edits through Ask AI side now. But you used to be able to do it right in here, but it seems to be taken away, doesn't it? As I say, it's always changing. We got the Ask AI to help you to make changes to you. Just talk to it there and then make changes on your website. Okay, and then another place where, see, as I say, it's all throughout now. If you go to automation, I'll give you a couple of examples of where we're using the AI, and this might hopefully answer Rob's question. If I go to some of our automation, I'll show you some of the things I'm doing. So if I go to, first of all, if I go to number 16. So what's happening in this automation is, if someone phones me up or I'm talking to a client and they've got a referral for me, someone else that could use HighLevel, I'll fill a simple form in. So I fill the form in, and as part of that form, I'm catching up everyone's details, but I'm also asking what's the person's website and why does the referrer feel they're a good fit? So I'm asking those information, and then I'm going to send out emails. Yeah. So if I zoom in a little bit, I'll show you. Yeah, so here's the email I'm going to send out. Yeah. So I'll show you the email first. When you look at the email, move that out of the way. The actual body of the email, that is all the body of the email is. Yeah. It's my email signature like normal, but it's going to insert in here the output from the AI further upstream. Okay. So what that looks like in practice, let me move some of these things out of the way. So there's where it's going to send out the email. But right here in the workflow, I've got an action here as GPT powered by OpenAI. So here, obviously, so this one only works on Chat GPT. But then in the prompt here, I'm telling you, this is all the data you're getting. This is the person's name. This is the custom field where I'm storing their website address and the reasons why that person feels that this other person will be a good fit. So I'll give you a little prompt there saying, here's all the information to reference from the data stored in the HighLevel contact. And then I'm putting in here, here's an example of the email I want to send. Yeah. And then it's the prompt's job to go and customize that email to that person. So even though it's an automated email, each one would be unique. Does that make sense? So the output, it writes the email here, and we're just simply just dropping the email into the email via the output from the chat GPT. We just do that through here, and the values. So normally in an email, you'd be inserting first name and last, hi first name. That's where you do the hi first name. Yeah. But because upstream, we've got a GPT working, it then gives me the option here, you see here, to be able to insert the output from the upstream GTP.
So what did you do then to get that menu? Was that sort of just the right click to get the list where you could pick like contacts and then it was entering in that code?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Nick, we have a whole workshop on those workflows. Yeah, so this is a whole topic in itself. But yeah, this is a workflow. So these are the triggers. So this could be when somebody fills a form in, clicks the link, when a WhatsApp message comes in or a Facebook message comes in. These are all our triggers. If you click on here, we've got a menu of all the triggers.
Right.
Yeah, you mentioned me earlier about. So you'll see here Facebook comments on posts and things. So those are all our triggers. And then we've got the actions here where click on here like so. These are all our actions, and there's plenty to go at. But let me just see if there's any. See for Rob, there's any other AI ones. AI actions. So we've got some AI actions built in here. But to your question, Rob, I'm going to have to check that one. Is that okay about Gemini? I'll have to check.
I was on mute. Absolutely fine. No worries.
Could I just ask then, just to clarify, because I remember the one we did on the workflows, but this doesn't save that chat in a global field, does it? It saves it in the one that isn't global.
Oh, well, actually, what I'm doing here, what I learned when I was working on this one is at the start, I was taking the output from this chat and dropping it straight into the email and sending the email straight away.
Oh, so it doesn't put it in the field then.
And then I thought, oh, maybe that's not so wise without me sort of checking it first. So what I did then was the output is actually going into a contact custom field first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it waits an hour. So I get to see it first. If I'm not happy with that response it's formulated, I've got an hour then to go in, update that custom field, and then an hour later the email will go out. Does that make sense?
You're stuck on the loo, mate.
Oh, I'm back yet, Atticus?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay for everyone else. Am I still here? Okay, yeah. So Jeremy, just quickly, yeah. So the output from this chat GPT here, what I've done with mine is I'm pushing it straight into a custom field on the contact record. It gives me an hour window to go and check. Am I happy with that email? If I'm not, I go into the custom field and edit the copy there. And then an hour later it goes out and I'm happy with it. So there's a little bit of human safety check in there.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Another example. So that's customizing an email within a workflow. So every automated email can be unique. Another quick example I can show you is
because you hadn't done this, had you, on the workflow lesson?
No, this is constantly adding new things here. Yeah. So another example, and this is relevant to today as well. I've got a little workflow set up here. Populates custom value link with the link to the next workshop. So obviously we're running 13 of these workshops. I want to be able to automate on the website and all the emails we send out. On each email, automatically say the next workshop is this one, and we've got 13 of them. So we've got to work out which is the next workshop, so we can build a link so people click through to book on that workshop. So I built a little workshop, a little workflow to do that for me. Okay, so here, this is this is a scheduler. So every Tuesday at 12 noon, which has just passed. Yeah, every Tuesday at 12 noon, this is going to trigger the workflow. Okay. What it's going to do is then chat GPT is going to kick in here, and I've told it, I've given you 13 workshops. Yeah. the custom fields for all them. Yeah, you've got to take those 13 workshops, work out when's the next available date, and create me a short HTML snippet with the name, the date and time, and all linked to, so that someone, so it creates a bit of HTML I can embed on my website, and it's automatically going to change every week. Okay, so if you look here, and I did it here. So let's see if it's worked, because it should have triggered at 12 noon today. So on my website, which is a WordPress website, but hosted in HighLevel, that's key. We should see that the next available. Fingers crossed this works. You should see. So it's not worked, has it? So that should have updated to the next available workshop.
It depends if ChatGPT is working on, I was going to say US time, or it's working an hour behind us, doesn't it?
That could be a good point, Jeremy. Yeah. So I only just set this up the other day, but at 12 noon today, that should have switched to the next workshop automatically through the custom values, but it hasn't. So that's something for me to investigate.
It's really clever, though.
But I'm trying to give you inspiration to it's not what you can do with the workflows here. So that was supposed to at 12 noon picked up that the next available workshop is the 7th. I think it's the 7th of April. The HighLevel Foundations workshop we're doing next, and they should have updated the custom value, and then that custom value could be displayed on HighLevel websites in all your emails. So it's automating that process for you.
Sorry, just thinking, you might need to tell it GMT or not, or British summertime or not British summertime, maybe.
Yeah. So while we're here, what we can do in the execution logs, let's see if it's run today.
Oh, it tells you what is like an audit log as well.
So this is the troubleshooting, Jeremy. So back onto our workshop, workflows workshop here. You can see here it's telling me it's executed. View details. You can even get
They've put so much work into this. This is why it scares me trying to start selling it, I think.
Yeah, so it just comes with practice, Jeremy. But yeah, so there's a bit of troubleshooting for me there. So that's a live test that hasn't quite worked yet. Any questions so far, guys? We okay? Have I lost anybody?
I'm all good.
Julian, can I ask one quick question? That GPT that you put in there, has that been set up somewhere else?
No, that was just set up. I just set it right in here.
So you wrote it into the email, or where was that? Where did it pick up that GPT from?
You see here, I've got it's an action. It's one of the actions in the workflow, Steve. Yeah, GPT powered by OpenAI.
Yeah.
It's like having a little chat GPT in there. If you just put your little prompt in there.
So the prompt goes there. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Let's say I've got a standard email and telling it, right, this is the extra stuff, personalize that email.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing on that one, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's that. So now we'll move on to the juicy bit then, which is it's called AI agents.
Sorry, can I just say, can you let us know when you worked it out?
Yeah, that's the thing with the time goes troubleshooting. Okay, so now we go to AI agents, which is becoming sort of the place where everything's living. Okay, so the first one we'll look at is AI Agent Studio. Okay, so again, in that fact sheet, there's a link to a brilliant video. You can pop that in chat to show you that sheet created. There's a brilliant video by HighLevel where I think it's Andrew there goes through Agent Studio, and it blew my mind, I must say. It's something I've not got my head around yet, but it's the way forward. It's Agent Studio. It's very like the workflows we looked at before, where we're sending emails, but this is a way of connecting AI agents together. So with agent, so this is the future here now, yeah. So you'll be able to create with the Agent Studio, you'll be able to almost create virtual assistants, yeah. So for instance, we've got voice AI here. Voice AI is just voice AI, But Agent Studio, you could be combining voice AI and going out to external resources, yeah, doing research on the internet. It's mind-blowing. That becomes mind-blowing what you can do. I mean, here's a quick I just went into create an agent here and pulled in this one here. So with this agent here, it can go to YouTube and write a blog post for you based on that YouTube video. If you go in here, you'll see. So it looks very like the workflows, the advanced view of the advanced workflow builder we got. And this is looking very like now, N8N. Yeah, but it's built right into HighLevel. So if I just zoom in here a bit, let's try to zoom in. Again, it's not an area I'm familiar with very much, so it's something I've got to get my head around as well. But you see here, so someone can start a chat message with you. Yeah, they might start a chat message with you. You ask them for a YouTube video link. It grabs the link. It visits the YouTube, and then writes a blog post for you. Would you believe? Yeah. And these are all the agents working in and kicking in. And it doesn't, not just agents in HighLevel. Rob mentioned Gemini before. I'm sure it can connect to it connects to external resources as well. This type of way you need to investigate, Rob. You see here the way it goes. I mean, this is so you really are. When I watched Alex Hormozzi's video the other day, and he was saying, don't think about hiring an editor or a copyright. Think in terms of workflows now, and this is really where it's going. Is that okay, guys? Any questions on that, on my limited knowledge of this, or if anyone else knows better than me, please chirp up. No, is everyone's quiet? Okay. Let me just zoom back out. So this is really exciting stuff, and again, it's something. By the next workshop in 13 weeks' time, I'm sure I'll know more on this topic. Is that okay for now, guys? Does that get you started? Hopefully you know a little bit more about it anyway.
Yep, definitely.
Got those changes. So that is the future there, the Agent Studio. Then we've got two tools here. The most exciting one is Voice AI, yeah. So Voice AI is all to do with the phone and talking to people on the website. Yeah, Conversation AI is like live chat on your website. It can even have conversations back and forth in text or WhatsApp, whatever you're doing there. Yeah. Knowledge base is where you create your libraries of knowledge for each agent. So I was talking to Nick earlier, where you can obviously you can scrape websites, you can upload tables of data, etc., FAQs.
That's kind of where you put in the personal information, isn't it, about your business or the business that you're being an agent for, and then it will draw from that.
Exactly, yeah. So you create your prompt for the agent telling you what to do, but then it has to have resources it can go to find answers.
To find out the answers to, yeah. So you could say, so your prompt would be, you're looking to find customers who are actually looking to purchase a product or whatever, and speak to them politely in this kind of manner, this kind of tone,
yeah,
blah, 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 blah. This is our ethos, whatever. And then the knowledge base would be the bit where they actually get the opening times, the pricing, the location, the phone numbers,
that's it. Yeah, so all the nitty gritty stuff. Yeah, I know. We've got agent templates. So there's lots of templates you can template agents you can download. So that can give you a starting point. So install one of those. That's your starting point. Then we've got Content AI. So it's just giving you we don't use this much, as you can see. Last time was October. Must have been you there, Atticus. Yeah. And you see here, it's showing you all the contents it's created, text, yeah, all that sort of thing, all that good stuff. And then you got your logs there as well. Again, coming straight to the voice AI though here. So when you go to AI agents here, you've got your agent list. So inbound and outbound. So inbound obviously is when people call you. So here's where you control your inbound, and here's all any outbound agents you're using. As I mentioned before, in the UK, that's not live yet. I've not used it myself. It's not a tool that HighLevel are intending where you could upload 10,000 contacts and start spamming everybody. It's more like being able to reach out to leads, to update them. Maybe he's got a phone call booked or whatever. But it's not about cold, hard selling that yet. Not yet, anyway. But the main one I'm using is the inbound one here. And you can see here, so you can start to get your results for the inbound calling. And you can start to see all the calls that are coming in here. Yeah. And you can see, you can listen to the recordings, you can get the transcripts. Yeah, you see what's happening. You see here, this one was automatic transfer to Atticus. This one was the call was transferred to me. It's capturing details, booking calls, etc. That's your summary there. But then you get into the agent list here. Okay. And I've got 3 agents working here, yeah. So there's our regular one that just answers the phone for us. I call him Bob. Yeah, his job is just like a receptionist. He answers the phone. He can answer questions based on the knowledge base. Yeah. If someone says they want to speak to Atticus, it'll put them through to Atticus's phone. Yeah. If they come on saying, oh, they've got a technical query, technical problem, yeah, it knows to send it to Atticus. If it's a sales type call, it comes to me. Take a message. It can book calls in the calendar. So if you're an existing client, it can book your existing client call. A new inquiry goes to a discovery call, all that. Yeah. So that's that one. I've got another one which does a full demonstration of the voice AI. You can phone it up. It'll role play with you. It'll ask you your name, your company, what you do, and it will role play to the best of its ability because it's not got any knowledge base or anything. But it'll give you a flavour of what is possible. So that's where the AI is actually selling itself for an agency. Oh, that's Jenny there. And then at the end of that call, if you want an actual book a call, Jenny then hands it over to Claire, who takes the booking. I've got to do that for technical reasons, but you can start to build a whole team of these AI agents.
We've all got a different purpose and a different sort of like task that they're trying to get from you. So the first one could be see whether they want to actually book or whether they're just finding out whether you're open or not, opening time. Then once you've established that they actually want to make a booking, it would go through to Claire, who would then be like, oh, hi, it's Claire. I'm here to actually make your booking.
Yeah. The reason
that would be integrated into a calendar or something, is it, where that would then...
Exactly, straight to the calendar, yeah. The reason I'm using 2 agents here is because the first one, the AI is not quite smart enough yet to work out. It's making a pretend dummy booking, and that confuses it. It goes straight to it switches on the robot to take a booking, so it gets confused. So therefore, that's why I've got a second agent to take the booking, so it stops that confusion. But
so it doesn't sort of glitch out.
Yeah,
by separating the two, it seems to have a better workflow and work better, is what you've found.
That's a workaround I came. Yeah, but like saying, Nick, you can have a receptionist to answer the phone, and then it works out. Is this a sales call? Is it a technical call? And then have a dedicated agent for each purpose, rather than trying to create one massive agent that
gets confused. And then thingy, so you found that it's best to direct them to different agents for different things, basically.
Exactly. So that's the history of that. So we'll look at the actual agents now. Yeah, and we can go to look at we'll look at Bob here. Yeah, Bob here. This is the settings now for the voice AI inbound. Hi Matthew, okay? So again, it's not rocket science to set these up. It's just a tinkering afterwards, the little tweaks, the refinements. That's where the time goes. Okay, so I'll show you the basics of it here. Yeah. So obviously you give your agent a name, a business name, choose a language, you choose a voice. Yeah. There's lots to choose from. You choose a voice, get your time zone right. Yeah. Choose your model. Yeah. I mean, I thought ChatGPT 5 would be better, but actually this one works best, I found.
Probably depend on what you're trying to do, won't it? Because different models of AIs will work better depending on what task you want it to do. Like,
yeah. So I'm not a connoisseur of models, so I'm just going with the recommended one because that seems to work fine for me.
Yeah. This is what I'm really getting into, so maybe I might be able to bring something into this group here, because this is this kind of thing. This hasn't been out long, so nobody really is an expert, are they?
No,
Really?
yeah.
And that's the really cool thing, I think, is that we're like so at the start here that not many people know anything. So you kind of like everyone's on a level playing field, aren't they? Really, like
Well, exactly. So, yeah, I fully agree there. Yeah, Nick, yeah. So here we get so agent's initial message. Okay, so this is a little trick I learned there. You see, this is a first name merge field there. Yeah, and you've got a tag there to be able to insert it in there. Yeah.
right, okay.
So basically, if someone's a returning caller, they've called before, or they're on the database,
To be in the contacts.
the system recognises a phone number. It'll drop in their name there, which gives you a nice wow moment when it can remember their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than I would. I definitely wouldn't remember anyone's name.
And I always make it clear that it's AI. You know, I don't try and fool people by pretending it's not, because you can tell it's AI still. And so just best to be open about it straight away. Then you go to the agent goals here. Yeah. When you first set this up, you switch to advanced mode. Yeah. And then you get all the settings. So here's where you build your prompt. Yeah. Here's where you build your prompt. Here's where you connect your relevant knowledge database you built. So the agent now has got a library of information. Yeah, when to use that knowledge base. And here's where you say, this is where you spend a lot of time tweaking afterwards. Yeah, the setup's quite simple. It's getting it working as you want. And the way to work with this is, I mean, there's lots of these templates here to start you off, of course. We've got the ones that we've been playing with. We can give you copies of those. And the trick is just every time something doesn't work quite right, or you want to add something new in, open Chat GPT or whatever. Just say below is a high-level voice AI prompt. I want to fix this, or can you make recommendations, and let the Chat GPT work it out for you. That's all I'm doing. It's just back and forth like that. I'm afraid.
The two. Yeah.
And that's where you spend a lot of time. We've also got where it gets really exciting. Then we've got the actions here. The actions during the call and after the call. Okay, so we got different types of actions. You see here: call transfer, trigger a workflow, so trigger automation, send a text, update a contact field, and custom actions. So custom action there. You start to see where with custom actions you start doing some sophisticated stuff now, which is beyond me at the moment. Okay, I'm doing the simple stuff here. Okay, so I've got these actions. So during the call, they can transfer a call to Julian, transfer it to Atticus, book an appointment, last name update, first name update, update an email field. Okay, so those are your actions. So you build those into your prompt and you make it explicit. Your job is to get the first name and last name and email. Yeah.
Right.
Stress that you need to get those until you can carry on. Yeah. And then when you do get those, make sure you update this field.
Yeah.
And then that's how we're able to update the database. Yeah. So you see here. So if you look at the prompt here, it'll say if it sounds like a technical call, then to forward it to Atticus and trigger the call to Atticus there. Yeah. If they ask to speak to Atticus, trigger the action to send the call to Atticus. Yeah. I've even got a rule in there that says it's happened if it's out of office hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. UK time, then just tell people that you can't transfer them to Julian. You know, so you can start to build in your little rules like that.
You get someone in Australia, otherwise waking you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So then you tell him if it's out of office hours UK time to take a message or direct them to book a call with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And trigger the action to book an appointment here. This has got an upgrade recently, so now you can choose which calendars you want them to go into.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and you can tell it right. If it sounds like if someone's inquiring as a new customer, then they get a discovery call. If it's an existing client, give them a choice to a 15-minute call or an hour call. It's all in the prompt, really. Yeah, but those are the actions. And nifty little advanced trick. Have I got it set up here? Let me check. Yeah, conversation summary. Yeah. So after the call, you put a little prompt in here.
message you or email
To
you.
say no, to say create a detailed summary of the call and include any next steps the company needs to complete the call. Yeah. And pop that into a custom field. Okay, so you store that as a custom field.
Right.
Then in your prompt, when the call first starts, you have the prompt look up that field. Is there any information in there?
Right.
So
Okay.
you create like a memory then for the system.
Yeah.
So you can be on a call and say, my favourite colour is blue. You call tomorrow and say, what was my favourite colour again? Your favourite colour is blue.
Because it's recorded, that summary. Otherwise, it would all be lost at the end of the call, kind of thing.
I've heard it called a fake memory before now. It gives that a little bit more personal touch, seems a bit smart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just clever thinking. And again, there's lots of YouTube videos on there. So you spend when you get into this, you spend all day on high-level YouTube videos on this.
Yeah.
You've done a fair bit of it. So and then here we get to the bottom here. So is that okay, guys? I'm going at first speed here. Is that okay? So they can not. I just want to show you something else.
Just one quick question, Julian.
Yep.
Each agent has to have its own mobile phone number.
So it's got to have its own phone number on the system. If you want it to work on the phone, yeah. If you want to use it for like the live chat on the website, it doesn't need a phone number there.
The phone number would be more the trigger, from how I understand it, wouldn't it? As opposed to the agent. So you build the agent, and then you tell the agent the trigger to speak or whatever, or the
to work on the phone, it has to have a phone number attached to it.
Yeah.
So if you're transferring from one agent to another, there has to be two phone numbers.
No.
It has to have that. And obviously, you pay for call charges between those. That's the thing.
So Claire and Bob of yours have got two separate phone numbers. Presumably they're built in, or they're not built into the same. They've actually got separate telephone numbers, actual physical.
Yeah, because the system is transferring from one agent to another via the phone number. Yeah, so there's call charges in there as well. Yeah, to think about.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You set working hours for the agent here. I also want to show you where has it gone? You can test once you set it up. You can test it here. They give you 20 minutes a day free to test it. So again, you spend a lot of time testing the agents here. Yeah. Here's where I mentioned before, upgrade to the unlimited AI employee. That's the $149 a month in our plan for the unlimited AI. I'm just trying to show you where we get really done. So, I mean, this is just a voice AI agent. Imagine combining this in the studio, the agent studio, where not only can it just look up the knowledge base, yeah, it can actually go out and do research on the internet. Yeah, so that's where you start to use the studio to give it that extra wow, that extra functionality. Now, I wanted to show you the MCP. I'm struggling to find it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the Model Context Protocol. Okay. Again, this was launched last October time. So with the Model Context Protocol, it's like having API for the AI. Yeah. So we can talk to other systems now. Okay, so imagine someone phones up the AI and by the MCP. I've never done this, by the way. I just know the concept. Yeah. So imagine you were shipping goods via DHL. Yeah, it'll get to a point where your voice AI through the MCP will be able to log into your DHL account or whatever. Check the status of a delivery, and then so rather than going to a website to track a parcel, you can phone up and it's it's due for delivery tomorrow.
Right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So the MCP it's taking it beyond what's become possible very soon. Is quite mind blowing, really.
Yeah.
So that really, guys, is a whistle stop tour of the voice AI. Does that give you enough to go on?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm really sorry I'm late, Julian, to the party, mate. I didn't want to jump in with too many questions because you probably all covered it all and it would just get boring for everybody. But I'm assuming we get a copy of the recording, will we?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, no problem, Matthew. Yeah.
So, sorry I was late jumping in. It's just been absolutely snowed under today. But
no problem. No problem. Yeah, after the call, it's asking to jump to create a video and get it out there to everyone. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, cracking, mate. Yeah, it's really interesting. The MCP I've heard a bit about, but I haven't been brave to do anything with it yet. It's scary stuff. So I'll probably jump in. I'll jump into a call with you, mate, and see if we can hook that up.
Yeah, I haven't done anything myself, Matthew. It's all so new, and it's how many hours a day to do all these little new things.
Yeah, you're so frightened, aren't you? If you unleash something, is it going to ruin everything else? And then you've got to untangle it all. It's scary stuff. But no, it'll be good to have you holding my hand, mate, and get this initiated. Really clever stuff.
Small steps at a time, yeah. So to crack on, because we're getting close to the hour now. Conversation AI, very similar to the voice AI, but this is a conversation AI agent. So you've got to have smart live chat on your website, have all smart chats via text or WhatsApp or whatever through the automation. You can do it there. Like we looked at before, here's where the knowledge bases live here, yeah. Here's some I've got. So obviously, like we talked about quickly, you can have it crawl your website. Yeah, sometimes it's been a bit dodgy sometimes but you can crawl your entire website and learn from that. You can load FAQs. Yeah, so every time you look at review a conversation, you're not happy with it, you can give it a thumbs down and correct it. And when you do that, the response will appear here. Yeah, you can upload tables of data. Yeah. Rich text files are quite handy, actually. So you can have up to 5 files of rich text, which is quite handy, actually, because you can actually go in and see that I haven't got any here to show you right now, but you can actually go in and edit those easily. From here, you can go and edit the rich text files of your knowledge.
What benefit does that have? Is that like a prompting tool, the rich text? Does it sort of give instructions?
It's just like you can have up to 5 basic files here. It's like having a Word document in there.
Right.
You can type all your opening hours, all your this, all your that, or whatever, and it would be so you can either trawl it all on the web crawler where it will automatically go off, scan your website and put any information in, or you can type it in manually and that would go in the rich text. Is how I
see.
It.
So I've had it before now where the web crawler doesn't work. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. So what I do, I have ChatGPT go and visit the website and give me and basically create a knowledge base itself, text.
Oh, okay.
I take that text and upload it as a rich text file, and it does the same job, doesn't it? And it's now got the rich text.
Right.
Or I could even upload it as rich text or upload it as a Word document. But the thing with the upload, it's just an upload. You can't do anything with it after you've uploaded it. With the rich text, you can actually go in here and edit it, which is quite handy. So
really.
If your opening hours change, then you can go into the rich text and just edit it there rather than having to find a document, edit it, and upload it again.
Or you add a service on or whatever, you start doing something new, you could just take in the rich text as opposed to having to upload a whole new document.
Yeah, and again, so the web crawler as well, you can set that to run on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. So if your website's updating, it's going to update itself. Yep. Is that okay, guys? So hopefully we've covered the basics, really have. One other thing I'd like to show you, which is slightly different. You haven't heard this one before, Steve, yeah? So has anyone heard of a system called Lovable?
Yeah.
It's a bit like Replit, isn't it?
Yeah,
So again, a couple of clients have started mentioning this, so it pricked up my interest enough because someone else mentioned it on Friday. So I started to have a look at it, and so here's mine here, and I've told 2 clients only yesterday who had little things, little niggles. Yeah, so one was a surgeon who has a system called Semble that takes bookings, for hospital appointments. Yeah. And when a hospital appointment is booked, we wanted to move the sales pipeline at HighLevel to 1. Yeah. So the team of this software, they're developers, they're too busy. Do you know what I mean? They can't do it because they're too busy, the developers. And then he tried to find someone on Fiverr. Again, that was proving difficult. And then yesterday morning, I said, well, I've been playing with Lovable. This is the basics of it. And then he came back to me last night saying, that was amazing. In 15 minutes, he solved the problem himself. So when a booking comes into one system, it's moving the opportunities in HighLevel to a different stage. And again, another client this morning, a window cleaning company in Dublin. I told them about it yesterday, and they've been off building extra add-on little tools that can do stuff, and they've been amazed at what's possible, connecting tools together.
Superb.
So one way to think about Lovable is that obviously with Lovable you're not going to be able to recreate HighLevel, no way. Yeah, it's just not that sophisticated yet. It's useful for creating little tools to solve problems. One that I can think of which would really be helpful for HighLevel is often for clients. We say you've got an office there and the phone rings, yeah. So often what we'll do is say, well, we'll build a web form in HighLevel. So every time the phone rings, the receptionist or whoever answers the phone just knows to open the browser and capture the name, email, phone number, tick some boxes to send the brochure and all that. And we can do that in a web HighLevel form. But with Lovable, you'll be able to create a dashboard, a nice dashboard.
Right.
And really take it to the next level with a dashboard they could log into and trigger things happening.
So connect that through to HighLevel, is that what you're saying? So that it would.
So what I did yesterday, this is what I did on Friday. Let me show you the dashboard. If you've not used it, it's worth a go. Let me show you here. So I came to Lovable. I wanted to create a tool where it'd be easy for us to update all these workshop dates because we've got 13 workshops, and keeping all those custom values up to date in HighLevel is a bit of a chore. So I just tagged this. This is all tagged on Friday. Set it going. It goes through it and asks you what's your API key for the sub account. So you go and get that, drop that in, and it sets it all up for you. Yeah. It took a while to churn through it, but it churns through it. And then in the end, I ended up with project. I ended up with this tool here. And again, I've got this as a link. Let me share that. So this is what this is. So I give Atticus this link here like this. This is a link, and it's got all our. That hasn't worked, has it, Atticus? It's got all our, it's got all the dates for the workshops, and at 12 o'clock today, this date was supposed to replace that date,
right?
And then that would update our HighLevel custom values, which should have updated all the fields on the website and things. So for some reason that's not worked as planned. So I'm going to have to look at that. But that's the basic idea, be able to create simple tools or very sort of least minimum viable sort of product, as it were. And then later on, you might decide, well, yeah, I want to get more sophisticated with this, make it more robust with maybe a secure login and things like that. So then what you might do is export the code. You can do that here. Look here, I found this earlier. Hang on. You can export the code into GitHub. Export the code into GitHub, and then another developer could come along, or something more sophisticated, maybe like Claude Code or whatever, and could then go and make you a more robust tool in the end. But at least in 15 minutes, half an hour, you got something set up and running. Do you know what I mean? Rather than waiting for developers and things.
Yeah, really cool.
That's a theory, anyway.
It's important to start playing with these things, though, isn't it? Because you get used to it, the dynamics and the complications and the sort of barriers, and then once they become more advanced, you're sort of moving with the times, aren't you? And
yeah, I think your brain gets into the right sort of mode of thinking, the right mindset to implement this stuff. It's playing with it and tinkering with it, and realize you get frustrated at times with it.
Yeah, right. Really clever.
Well, so we kept it to an hour, guys. And so, is there any questions then from anybody before we carry on? Yeah.
I'd be interested. Has the date updated?
Yeah. Well, you see here, it hasn't looked. This is the tool that's supposed to do it, Jeremy. Look. Yeah.
Oh, and it's still not showing.
It's still not. That date should have replaced that date, which then triggers, which then updates all the custom values in HighLevel. So yeah, it's not worked as a planned. That's why I only did this the other day. It's the first time it's actually had to do something. So it's just I'm testing it and showing everyone my failures.
Because I was just thinking, like, when do we go to British summertime? Maybe that was the confusion, but I don't even know when that's changing over.
That'll be next. That's Sunday it changes, doesn't it? So yeah, that's another complication. Yeah. So that's today's workshop on AI Employee. We hope you've enjoyed it and learned something from it. And you should see a QR code appearing shortly. There you'll be able to book a discovery call with us if you've got any more questions, and also you'll be able to book onto the next live workshop. So we look forward to seeing you there.